How satisfied are you with the presidential election results as declared by INEC? And if you're not satisfied, why not?
I'm not satisfied because I saw too many irregularities. A young polling agent is screaming. In my polling unit in Rivers State, he says, Labour Party got 223 votes. APC got 8 votes. Let's just stop there. The other parties got very little.
Still on the electoral process, different citizens of Nigeria are bringing up their own opinions. They are pouring their grief to the international community and to various media houses as per the just concluded presidential elections and the fact that the results were rendered by a lot of Nigerians inconclusive. That in that brief video clip is Chief Atedo Peterside. If you know Chief Atedo Peterside so well, you will know that he's a staunch member of the SDP, the Social Democratic Party, and then he's also a household name when it comes to Nigerian politics and also when it comes to economic activities and of course rating of businessmen. You know that Atedo Peterside is one to reckon with. I would not tell you a lot of things about him before I let the cat out of the bag, but I'm going to allow you to watch the full video of whatever he said. This video or this interview was granted on Arise News today, and then he actually outrightly came out to voice out the fact that he hasn't really been happy, although he has kept mute for a very, very long while after the presidential elections. But listen to the revealing things that Chief Atedo Peterside had to say on the results produced by INEC concerning the 2023 presidential elections concluded a fortnight ago. We'll be back with more analysis.
So now I believe I've done my homework, so I can speak a little. Oh yes, I said I was going to vote for Peter Obi, and I voted for Peter Obi. I was one of the luckier people. I came out on Saturday morning, the polling booth near my house in Victoria Island. I saw the crowd, the youth there. I joined them. They told me to go in front and vote, that I was an elder. I was accredited successfully by Beavers. I voted and left and put up a tweet that it took me all of 5 minutes to vote. And later on, I just came back to get the results, you know, at the end where they were counting. And in fact, I believe you have the result of my polling unit using Nigerian parlance. I'm among those who managed to deliver our own polling unit.
We've called that Exhibit 1A, so we can see it on the screen right now. Tell us about that.
I think there's always a little delay, so what you see in Abuja will probably show up here in Lagos a few seconds later. But I think the Exhibit 1A was the results from my polling unit. So even though I cannot see it, I have the results with me. I mean, my polling unit, the result was, there were only just under 100 voters. Labour Party had 51, APC had 26, PDP had 15, and APN 1, ZLP 1, and 3 votes were voided. So Labour Party won and got almost double the votes of APC, and that was in Victoria Island in Lagos. The polling unit is the one called Ozumba Mbadiwe, or polling unit number 240801031. So right. Later on, I checked the results. I mean, this is what we're supposed to do. When the results came out on INEC website, I went and checked the results, and that is Exhibit 1B. I saw the results sheet there. It was published. What INEC published for my polling unit was the exact same results that I saw on the day. So I don't have any problem with my polling unit. And if this was the experience all over the nation, I will be the first one to say there's nothing to discuss. Unfortunately, the evidence shows that I was one of the luckier ones in terms of being able to vote early, no voter suppression, no delayed start. The results that were published were the same as what we counted. And so everything was hunky-dory.
How satisfied are you with the presidential election results as declared by INEC? And if you're not satisfied, why not?
I'm not satisfied because I saw too many irregularities. And please, all the information I'm using is in the public space. The information I'm using is available from INEC website in terms of the IREV and the result sheets versus what in some cases the parties and the polling agents are insisting is the result. And I will give a few examples. You know, if you show Exhibit 2A or something like that, and because it's not, and don't forget that there are whistleblowers. A polling agent might be 22 years old. If you bring out the wrong results, he starts screaming, begging everybody to come and look at what he has put up or what you have put up. So I don't know if you're able to show Exhibit 2A. The Exhibit 2A shows you somebody from Rivers State. Just an example, I could have gone anywhere, but Rivers State is also my home state, so why not? So people there have my telephone number, they have my contact details, they have a right to scream and say, look, Oga, come and see what's going on here. So what do you see there? A young polling agent is screaming. In my polling unit in Rivers State, he says, Labour Party got 223 votes. APC got 8 votes. Let's just stop there. The other parties got very little. So I repeat, Exhibit 2A, the polling agent is screaming, Labour Party got 223 votes. APC got 8 votes. When you go to Exhibit 2B, that is published by INEC on the IREV. Now, it's possible this polling agent is wrong, but the results are reversed in Rivers State, where he says Labour Party got 223. INEC has uploaded APC 223. Where he says APC got 8, INEC has uploaded for APC 223. Now let me explain something about Beavers. So some people don't know. The one important thing Beavers does is that all the votes must add up. So you must always make a minimum of 2 changes. If you make only 1 change, it will not add up, unless it was somebody that scored 0. And even then, if you change 0 to 0, only then will you have the same result. But you must make 2 changes. So this polling agent is screaming that they reversed the results. Labour Party is saying got 223, APC got 8. INEC is showing the exact opposite between those 2 parties. So the votes are balanced. And when you look at the image that INEC actually uploaded on IREV, you can see on the right-hand side where they put where they put the words. You can see that the words have been altered. Tipex has been used. Hey, I'm not an criminal investigator. I invite people to go and look at the same information themselves. This is polling unit number 32, 15, 07, 031. You can see that beside the APC, the figures in words have been bastardized. If you look at the one for Labour Party, in fact, they've tipexed both the figures and the words, and it's thoroughly bastardized. So on the face of it, I'm unable to dismiss what the polling agent was screaming, that something seems to have gone wrong here. Also, I should mention that because I've been involved in opinion polls and so on, you don't just look at 175,000 polling unit results. If you've been looking at election results since 2011, you know where the dead bodies are buried. So you know if from all the results, opinion polls and so on, the trends, whether Labour Party is supposed to do well in Rivers State or not, whether APC is supposed to do well or not, you can look at all the trends. So when you suddenly see people screaming that all that was done was that the 2 numbers were switched, APC's tiny votes given to Labour and Labour's tiny votes Labour's huge votes given.
All right. Yes, he said a lot. That's quite a very long interview there. But thank you for staying with us. If you're still just joining us, this is still Nation's Voice Tower. Let me give you a brief analysis. All right, Chief Atedo Peterside is let me shock you. He is the owner and the founder of Stanbic IBTC Bank. Yes, you're surprised, right? He is still the founder of the INEC Foundation. INEC is Atido N.A. Peterside. That's what his foundation is called. All right. And then, of course, after hearing this, you will now know that Mr. or Chief Atido Peterside is so popular in Nigeria, especially not in the political scene alone, but in the business arena. Right now, he has really reiterated his own view of what he feels about the just concluded presidential elections. It is a sad thing to say, according to him, that after elections were being conducted in his own polling unit in Victoria Island, with the polling unit number 224-0801-031, was lucky to be one among the Nigerians that had a peaceful election. All right, a peaceful election with no voter oppression. He came earlier and voted earlier. No delay in start. All right, and everything went on well according to him. But that is not all. He really made known his mind about the fact that he wasn't happy with the results produced by INEC on the return of the electoral certificate to someone else, who Nigerians felt wasn't really the winner of this particular election. All right. Well, he said he has been silent for a very long while, and then he decided to speak now because he feels he has had access to public opinion. He has had time to do his homework and so on and so forth. All right. If I would rewind your mind a little bit or take you back to memory lane, I will remind you on how Chief Atido Peterside, who resides in Lagos State, although he is a native, or he is from River State, Port Harcourt, from the Opobo people to be precise. Atido Peterside, he was very popular when he took part, or when he spearheaded the cry of youths during the 2020 end-size protest that took place in Nigeria, when a lot of youths lost their lives in one or two catastrophic occurrences involving one or two protesters, and so on and so forth. He was very, very popular when he challenged, I think verily on 22nd day of October 2020, that is 2 days after the shootings at Lekki Tollgate. He challenged the government on air, and then he really made known his grievances. He also challenged the speech given by the President Muhammadu Buhari some 3 days later, in the same month of October 2020, when President Muhammadu Buhari came out to condole with the families of those who lost their lives at the Lekki Tollgate. That's one of the most popular, or one of the famous movements of activism that was embarked on by the business mogul Atido Peterside. He also urged the Nigerian youths to take part in movements and activities that will point via political activism and the forthcoming 2023 elections as at 2020. Now, he has really said that he is not really cool and doesn't feel happy with the election results that was produced by INEC. He wished that it was the case at his polling unit. It was the case as with every other polling unit in Nigeria. Well, he is not that satisfied, but according to him, he produced what he called Exhibit 2A, where his polling unit in River State, his own mother state, had different results, and of course the returning officer of that particular polling unit cried out with the original result that was officially produced by INEC on the IRF. Labour Party had 8 votes, while the APC had 223 votes. But from the main sheet and from the results uploaded from that polling unit in River State by the presiding officer, the Labour Party had 223 votes, and then APC had 3 votes. That means the numbers or the figures were kind of interchanged during or in the process while INEC was trying to upload, or while INEC uploaded it on the IRF. All right, that's the results by INEC on the IRF there. Of course, you saw it on your screen, and it was clear that there was an interchange of figures. Now, let me tell you something about the BVAS machine. Okay, if you don't know, of course, for you to be able to operate the BVAS machine so well, that means, of course, it's electronically inclined, and no alteration of figures can be successfully done because the cumulative number of voters that appears on the BVAS has to be the same number, because every other vote on the BVAS must add up. That's how the beavers works, all right? So if you're changing a particular vote on a particular party, that means you must also change for the second party, because every other vote on the beavers must add up to the cumulative number of voters as counted by the beavers. That's one thing about the beavers machines, all right? So of course there is this particular trend that the results that were uploaded from polling units are quite different from the one that INEC uploaded on the IREF. Of course, that's true. We've seen different evidences on the public space in different social media platforms and handles. And of course, we aren't doubting that there were irregularities according to the results produced by INEC. Yes, so you, of course, see that a lot of changes occurred during the presidential elections that took place a fortnight ago. From what you watched in the video, there was, of course, a show of tea-paste on a lot of lines in that result that was uploaded on the IREF by INEC, all right? There was tea-paste on the portion that had APC results in figures and in words, all right? We had another irregularity on the fact that there was tea-paste or correction fluid on the part that had Labour Party total number of votes gotten in figures and then in words, all right? And thus the figures were switched, okay, and some irregularity or some irregular stuff about those uploaded results according to Chief Achido Peterside, all right? Yes, that's of course his own view about the whole thing, and he feels bitter about everything, and that's why he had to come up and grant this interview sometime today. Thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you very much for staying glued to Nation's Voice Tower. Don't forget to always like, share, and subscribe to this particular YouTube channel, because it gives you lots and lots and lots of news, and many more will come your way, especially as it concerns Nigerian politics, I beg your pardon, and as you take part actively, even though you don't take part, but as you also watch the political space in Nigeria unfold gradually, especially as it concerns the 2023 presidential elections and more. Thank you for staying with us. From us here is peace out.